What's up, everyone, and welcome back to GSA for another Celeste Any Percent League qualifier race. This time, the semifinal between Aurora Dash and Archie Boy to determine who's going to go up against Ultramarlin in the next round in just a couple of hours. So, this is going to be a real race to watch. Aurora Dash always put on solid showings, but Archie Boy has also made some pretty accomplished times of his own. I really think we're going to be seeing a pretty close one on this one. We're going to be getting those countdowns in the back room, and we're off to the races. So I feel like really for this race, both of these players are going in with pretty similar play philosophies. Aurora having a lot of that IL experience and really showing off with some pretty insane strats in all of his races, but Archie Boy also not really backing down from some of the harder stuff in this game. One of the things it is going to kind of come down to, Aurora Dash pretty well committing to doing 6B in just about all of his races. So if he gets a clean performance on that, he probably will be able to keep a lead if he's got it over Archie Boy. But should things start to go wrong, he could be losing massive time due to that decision. But for now, we're in Forsaken City. Both these guys going ahead and getting their dashes. And Aurora missing a bit of a dash in one of those early rooms, starting to lose a little bit of time to Archie Boy, and then failing to get on top of that platform, or get beside it rather, for that wall bounce. And so now we've got them both making some steady movement between these various screens. The movement pretty well speaks for itself. Archie Boy just maintaining that momentum throughout all of these rooms. Aurora Dash has started picking up since that early mistake. And oh, a death from Archie Boy now. And that is going to put Aurora Dash in a little bit of a lead. And the spike bounces are good from both of them. Got to just dash up to this final area. Nice wall bounce there, and they are good. And just about even, about 0.06 seconds apart. You couldn't really ask for a closer start out of Chapter 1, but not really one of the chapters you expect for a player to lose or gain a ton of time on. Neither is Old Site, which we're moving into now. So we got both of them going to advance as quick as they can down to the mirror section to activate these dream blocks. Oh, Aurora Dash failing there. Able to get the crystal on his second try, though. And Archie Boy with some fairly clean dream block movement. Gonna go ahead and get a quick resync for y'all. So now they're going to be moving into the battle and chase sequence, but Archie Boy somehow taking these dream blocks just a little bit wrong. Oh man, again and again. Not quite able to get an angle on them. Gonna have to take it extra safe this time. Not even sure what was going on there. Oh, Archie Boy just dying repeatedly without even giving Battlin a chance to start her pursuit. Meanwhile, Aurora Dash just running away with this lead right now in Old Site. Archie Boy has picked up some momentum. Not going to be slouching for too much longer. And going ahead and taking that pause on the ledge to make sure Battlin's well out of his way. Playing a little bit safe right now. As Aurora, oh, not quite dashing high enough. Able to make a quick recovery. Archie Boy dying in this fairly long room. Didn't get to see exactly where. Aurora Dash, though, now making his way into the awake section here. This is where things could get hairy. But Aurora Dash very, very handily dashing through that awake section. Going to be finishing out at a 3:35. Meanwhile, Archie Boy gonna have to settle for about 20 seconds or so of a deficit here. Still with the movement mistakes, not quite able to get over corners. But now Aurora Dash making his way into Celestial Resort. This is an area that can start to give players a lot of troubles with these cycles. I'm going to go ahead and pause for just a sec to make sure he's on the exact cycle he wants for that quick movement through the rest of the room. Meanwhile, Archie Boy now joining him in the resort. Right now, Aurora Dash playing with a pretty significant lead, but of course, towards the end of Resort, we do have the Demo Dash, which has given a lot of players some troubles, but I kind of doubt we're going to be seeing Aurora Dash taking more than one try on that, since he also goes for a later Demo Dash that doesn't even have a proper setup like this one. Before you can get to that demo, got to get through all of these preceding rooms with the pretty tight Dust Bunny cycles. No deaths so far. Let's hope that can continue throughout the huge mess section that Aurora's approaching. Just got to talk to Oshiro, and then we're going to be moving on to the individual subsections. Aurora Dash just very, very clean movement throughout. Oh, it does actually have a larger window if you hyper? I didn't realize that. Huh. And yeah, that was the one I was talking about. Okay, Archie Boy also making some progress through the mess. Aurora Dash taking a little bit of a pause on skipping that cutscene. Oh, okay, that definitely makes sense. Now, Aurora going up into the elevator shaft as Archie Boy takes a death on this pretty tight cycle here. You just go ahead and move on with the death cycle. As Aurora approaches that first demo in the run. Of course, the one that saves the most time as well. Shoutouts to Easy Escape. Popping into chat just as we get to one of the swaggiest tricks in this game. The Demo Dash going right on through there. First try, not even really needing the checkpoint that he just took. Now Archie Boy is also going to be moving in. Now Aurora getting into the Oshiro chase. Beautiful movement so far. Not letting Oshiro come anywhere near him. So Archie Boy now joining him, getting that successful demo dash as well. Definitely didn't lose too much time to Aurora in Old Site, but still kind of suffering from, or sorry, in a Celestial Resort, but still kind of suffering from the issues in Old Site. But now we're going to be moving on into the Golden Ridge, which seems to throw a lot of players for a number of deaths. Archie Boy, unfortunately, taking one early on in this room, though, so not losing too much time. And these breezes that you're going to be seeing here towards these next sections of Golden Ridge are kind of interesting. If a bridge pushes you into spikes without you taking any outside action, the game doesn't actually make the spikes hurt you. So like as long as you're not like fast falling into spikes during a downdraft, you won't actually get hurt by them and you can get a bounce off them really reliably. And a little bit of Archie magic from Aurora Dash here. As Archie Boy from the Archie gang is going to be repping that strat in just a moment here. Nice spike jump there from Aurora. Archie Boy having some issues with this room. Okay, and beautiful Archie from Archie Boy of the Archie gang. Both these guys handling the breeze sections really well. We're getting on into auto-scroller territory. Nice little key skip from Aurora Dash. As we're seeing Archie Boy approaching that same section. Aurora Dash in the snowball section. These snowballs come by at pretty reliable times, but their positions are, of course, based on Madeline's height. And if they catch you at just the wrong height, it can present a pretty big problem. You can see we also can use them to quickly bounce off of for a little bit of extra momentum in one direction. Archie Boy having some problems in this room. Golden Ridge seeming to work its time loss magic, albeit in the wrong direction for Archie Boy. As Aurora Dash getting on out of there with a 10:52. Really, really nice time for Golden Ridge. As we're now going to be seeing Mirror Temple in our first B-side of the run. So in case you're new to Celeste races for whatever reason, it was found that completing the B-side of a chapter automatically unlocks the next A-side, even if you haven't completed that chapter's A-side. And so in this particular case, we can get the tape so early for the B-side that quitting out of A and completing B is faster than just completing A all the way through. But that does also rely on a pretty precise trick called Bub's Drop, which we're going to be seeing very close to the start of 5B. For now, we've got Aurora moving through 5A into the darkness section as Archie Boy just entering about 40 seconds or so behind. Aurora Dash with the major yeetin'. I don't even know if that can be called yeetin'. That's not even half of the yeet there, unfortunately. Archie Boy can definitely make up some time. Aurora Dash just stumbling around after failing that. But Archie Boy unable to actually get through this spike gap here. And now Aurora in the tape room at least. But Archie Boy unable to actually save time on it either, unfortunately. Having a little bit later of issues, but still pretty major issues like Aurora, as Aurora is moving into 5B. And yes, Dev's corner boost, there's so many parts to the full yeet jump that it's very, very difficult. So the Bubs drop that you're going to see happens in this room. And what's happening here is Aurora Dash is going to delay a wall jump. And whenever the wall jump actually happens, it ends up pretty much making Madeline lose all of her upward momentum. So you're able to fall below the one-way platform before it's able to trap you on top of it. And you're never supposed to re-enter that room through that entrance. So when you retry, the checkpoint it sends you to isn't that entrance. It ends up being the later entrance. The explanation, I believe, is that the room is set up so if you don't come from the initial entrance, it always respawns you at the second. But I've also heard people say that if there's not a registered entrance for a checkpoint, it'll just respawn you at the nearest one, which also happens to be that entrance. But either way, Archie Boy unfortunately missing it, gonna go ahead and go for just the roundabout movement, skipping out on a second try here. Yeah, Aurora's probably going to be doing some pretty insane stuff. So Archie Boy now past where Bubs drop would have mattered. But as you can kind of see, he's having a lot of trouble with this room. Can't seem to get these wall bounces for whatever reason. But he's finally through that upwards room. Moving on pretty close to the other side of the Mirror Temple. As Aurora Dash making some nice plays through the gauntlet here. And so now we're going to be seeing him move on into the impossible room. Archie Boy making his way through these traps up towards the Grand Mirror. As Aurora Dash already on out of there, breaking the heart with Theo. And actually not wasting any time whatsoever. Oh, Archie Boy already having trouble in this very first room. 2 deaths to the spike fall. Yeah, that was an insane Mirror Temple time from Aurora Dash. He is still on some pretty amazing pace at the moment, even with these minor bobbles here and there. Archie Boy trying to make his way through the other half of 5B here. Aurora with a lake skip fail, though. Gets it second try. And in case you're confused, first off, as I was kind of saying earlier, the spikes, if you're not moving into them, they won't affect you. And also, the spikes have rounded hitboxes, so there's a little bit of exposed corner at the very bottom. The spike looks like it covers, but the hitbox doesn't actually cover it. So if you get a wall bounce off that very, very tiny portion of unspiked wall, you're able to just make your way on up. Is he really going for 6B? Well, it looks like it. He always goes for 6B. As I've asked him in an interview, he said that through his IL experience, he's more comfortable with 6B than 6A. So he just always does 6B. This may be his undoing. This may just further solidify that lead with that extra couple of seconds should he get perfect movement here. But as Aurora moving into 6B, we've got Archie Boy in 6A and probably going to stick around there. Not liking that bumper. Aurora Dash just with some super clean movement already. Definitely looking comfortable with 6B here. Oh, but as soon as I say that, taking the death there, not able to actually dash into the bumper like he wanted. Oh, and yet another death. Meanwhile, Archie Boy moving along through 6A here. Oh, but Archie Boy with his own deaths in 6A. As we've got Aurora in one of these spike rooms. One of these at least wasted him pretty considerable time in another race icon of his. And 6B is just chock full of them. Like, certain screens, it's just that the walls of the canyon open up and everything inside is just made of spikes. Archie Boy making some moves though through 6A. Gonna be fighting battling soon enough. But Aurora Dash already at the hairfall section. Taking some issue with all of these spike rooms though. Man, Archie Boy having all sorts of problems with all these rooms. I mean, the bumpers are already hard to mess with. I'll give him that, but it just, every room he seems to be taking a death or two. He just does not have the room for it right now. Aurora, though, getting real close and now in the actual battle and fight. Meanwhile, Archie Boy approaching his own battle and fight entrance. Aurora Dash just hopping, battling all over the place. Oh man, Aurora is just going in on 6B right now. He's finally kind of picked up his momentum during this battle and fight. And of course, as soon as I say that, having troubles with just the very first spike section in this room. Oh man, this room already causing 3 deaths. Archie Boy gonna be able to make up some pretty considerable time with his own cleanliness on the 6A side. Still in this room. Aurora Dash just stuck here. Battling, holding him prisoner. No restraint on her firepower right now. And Archie Boy also having a couple of issues here and there. Not getting that first hit on battle and so not able to take the rebound from her. Aurora Dash kind of picking up some more momentum now. Very, very nearly getting hit by that orb. And the nice little key skips there. Door seemed pretty tight to be able to skip. I wasn't quite expecting that. Archie Boy moving right along into some of these longer rooms in 6A, battle and fight. Aurora Dash making some decent time, but still losing time to various rooms, just causing a ton of deaths. Archie Boy not going to be too far behind, but Aurora Dash is now done with 6B at about a 21:15, I believe the timing was. 21:14. And so now Archie Boy is going to be finishing up his own battle and fight. Still a decent bit behind, but honestly nowhere near as bad as it could have been. Aurora just losing a ton of time to various rooms in 6B. But now he's at the summit, already taking a death. 2 deaths in the first room of summit. Oh man, Aurora really needs to pick up the pace here. Just kind of make himself forget about all these little mistakes and just move. Just let the muscle memory take control and get on through this summit, because he's got the win pretty much guaranteed if he gets a clean summit, but just losing time all over the place that Archie Boy will be able to pick up in just a moment. Now Aurora making some plays, moving on up. We've got Archie Boy just now finishing chapter 6. Yeah, it looks like about plus 130 on Archie Boy's side. Not a great position, but Aurora has not been playing at his tip-top shape throughout a lot of this late game. So we'll have to see if he's able to pick up the pace a bit here. Because otherwise, Archie Boy could make up all of this lead. Oh man, Aurora having issues at the very end of this first orb room. Letting Archie Boy make up just a little bit more time. So now Archie Boy is going to advance into 500 meters. They're about a section apart, nearly synchronized landings, just 500 meters apart. Oh, but Archie Boy already having some issues in this very first room. But meanwhile, Aurora in probably one of my favorite areas of the game. Aurora Dash taking a bit of a fall there. Archie Boy seems to have picked up some momentum. Going to be entering 1,000 just about as Aurora leaves. Yet again, the sync on these section leavings. Aurora about to be going for that fabled Aurora demo. And it's good. First try. Beautiful stuff, as we're going to go ahead and get that resync for y'all. Oh yeah, they are more than a section apart. That is my bad. I did say it right earlier, as someone in chat had said it was a minute and a half apart, but yeah, sorry about that. They are a decent bit apart. About a section and a half in reality. And Archie Boy just barely running into the spikes. We've now got Aurora Dash leaving 1,500. And Archie Boy on the approach. Aurora Dash with that first try little shortcut there. Had a little bit of bad history with wall bounces in this run, so it's nice to see that they're finally working out better for him. And now let's see if Aurora decides to bound under some terrain. I feel like it's a given with Aurora. I mean, you go for 6B, of course you're going to go for the auto scroller skip. There's no reason not to. It's Archie Boy now in 1,500. Aurora Dash now in the orb room. Just got to go up to 2,500 meters. Make his way through the Mirror Temple revisit and then the flags. But Archie Boy going into the Golden Ridge revisit. Oh, just dashing right into the spikes, then having to take a lot of time to do that failed dash. And of course, these dash blocks native to the Mirror Temple and its revisit and summit. And the wall bounce is just not working for him again. But he's able to get the key skip pretty fast. Archie Boy doesn't really have a lot of room to make up. Oh, Archie Boy with a pretty late death in this room. Gonna go ahead and go for the bound yet again. Oh, man. I think he's just gonna ride the brick out this time. Yeah. And now we got Aurora moving up, about to enter the flag section here. Yeah, the nice door skip from Aurora Dash. I forgot to mention that his run is validated now, as is tradition. Aurora seems to be making short work of this downdraft section. It's Archie Boy trying to make some headway here, but taking a pretty big slip up in this room. And again, having to keep restarting so far back. Yeah, I really think Aurora's biggest enemy is just consistency. Like that seems to be what loses him the most time, is just not quite having the consistency down for various rooms. Archie Boy, what is happening here? Oh, man. Finally skipping the key at least. Having to take a little bit of extra time there as well. Oh, Archie Boy just dashing a tad too early. Meanwhile, Aurora Dash, very nice headway up to the final few flags of the game. It's at number 7 now. This Archie Boy is just going to be getting up to flag 30. Oh man, Aurora completely missing the feather there. So Archie Boy gaining a little bit of room, but it is too little too late. Aurora Dash at about flag number 3 now. Archie Boy still in hot pursuit. Aurora Dash again pulling out the mistakes, but this time a lot later in the level. Losing a ton of time on these last few flags. Is he going to give Archie Boy an opening here? Gonna have to make a few more of those tier mistakes. Definitely more than a single large handful. Maybe 2 small handfuls, not quite sure. Up to flag 2 now, though. Seems to have gotten his affairs in order. now on that final flag. I don't think we're going to be seeing that much more time lost from Aurora Dash, finishing up with a nice, cool 30-54. It looks like a 53. Yep, 53.952. Archieboy, meanwhile, at the infamous flag 13. Not too far behind. Probably going to be exiting this race with a low 32, if I had to guess. GG's to both of these runners, and especially GG's to Aurora Dash, who is going to be, again, moving on after this to play Ultramarlin in about 2 hours for the grand finals of these league qualifiers. So let's see if we can get these guys in for interviews by chance. Archieboy now himself at flag number 4. Archieboy very nearly finishing this race. And now Archieboy at the final flag in the game. Gonna be finishing up about a minute and a half behind his opponent with a 32-31. Not a bad time from either of these guys. GG's. Great run from both of them. And now we've got Aurora Dash in the call. How are you feeling after that run?
I totally deserve to lose that after that flag 2 death.
Yeah, that got a little bit scary, but you had a pretty considerable lead, so definitely a little bit scary in the moment, but not too much to worry about. Were you worried at all whenever you started Summit with those 2 deaths in that first room?
I was a little, but like, it kind of got cleaner as it went along, at least until near the end.
That's certainly true. Yeah. You definitely held it together really well throughout. Of course, demonstrating that 1500 demo again.
Yeah.
Now, what about in 6B? Because I mean that seems to be pretty well your hallmark to go for 6B in these runs. Yet this time around, just a lot of weird deaths, especially a couple of rooms that just tripped you up a lot. Like what was going on there?
Well, like, you get deaths there all the time. Like, I think I've only ever done it twice with no deaths, and those were both during like really long IL grinds. I don't know, like, it's hard, and I guess some places I don't really know what to say.
Yeah, I can certainly understand that. I mean, when you're going through a stage that has that level of difficulty, I mean, deaths are pretty well inevitable. It's just like, were you feeling especially nervous after a couple of them, or was it just like a couple rooms that had been tripping you up in practice lately too, or just that's such?
It was kind of okay until that one room, just at the end of stage 1 battling. That one really got me.
Yeah, that one, it just, I think you took like what, 4 or 5 just in that room alone?
Something like that. I think I got very nervous because I was actually on PB pace out of Temple, so yeah.
Oh yeah. That would definitely do it. Now, just in a couple of hours here, you're going to be facing off against Ultramarlin. That should be a pretty late race for you, right? Since I believe you're in Australia at the moment.
Yeah, it's the morning over here, so.
Oh, okay.
I think it's late for him though.
Oh, what are you kind of expecting to happen during that race? And is there anything you're going to be doing during the interim period to kind of help prepare for it?
I'm gonna do practice like a few things, like Summit in particular. Um, there's that one trick I've been going for in 5B lately. Um, I'm just kind of tempted to just pull out all the craziest stuff I know and just make it really entertaining for the viewers, but I think I should like actually like try to win.
I mean, either way, I'm sure it'll be an amazing match because both of y'all are just exceptional players that seem to go for some of the just in most insane strats in the game on a pretty regular basis. So, I'm definitely expecting quite a show there. Are you nervous at all going into it, or?
I guess so, but now that we've reached this stage, the stakes aren't very high. Like everyone's already qualified.
Yep.
So I'm gonna just try do my best and have fun.
I think that's probably the best strategy out there. Can't think of anything else that would hopefully ensure that chance of success. Well, GG's and good luck in that future race. And it looks like Archie Boy
Thank
not
you.
going to be doing an interview, but yeah, definite good luck in that next race in a couple hours. I can't wait to commentate it. And thanks so much for this one. It was really entertaining to see all the way through. Well, don't go and oh, sorry. Uh, don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back in just about an hour and a half or so at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be Ultramarlin versus Aurora Dash for the grand finals of the Any Percent League qualifier for Celeste. So that'll be a pretty exciting race. And then, of course, after that, at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard, we will have the Rundown podcast yet again. And of course, as you've been seeing in the bottom corner of the screen, Onyx is one of our sponsors now. So you can go exclamation point Onyx or exclamation point Golf to find out more about their apps, such as Golf Clash, or I believe it's World of Warships, something or another. Basically, you can play these games, check in every day, and you'll get a currency called Onyx that can be used to actually get yourself a free sub if you get enough of it. So shout out to Onyx for supporting us. Even just playing the game will support us, but if you get 500 Onyx, you can get a free sub to Speedrun. So definitely check them out. And of course, check out our schedule for our upcoming events in our YouTube channels if you want to catch any of our past races. But for now, I'm Electric. I'll be seeing y'all in about an hour and a half. Peace out.